Hey, have you ever had this feeling? You know, you're communicating with someone, but by the end of it, not only is the problem unsolved, but both of you are just getting angry, and your mind feels increasingly chaotic. Today, let's chat about this phenomenon where the more you say, the more wrong it gets, and uncover the secret hidden behind it. Okay, before we start, I should mention that this deep dive is brought to you by the Australian Buddha Dharma Association. Seriously, you definitely know that feeling. It feels super powerless. You feel like you're being crystal clear. Your logic is 100%, but the other person acts like they're listening to an alien language. Your conversation doesn't click at all, and all that remains is burning emotion. Actually, there is a specific term for this talking past each other situation, the Rashomon effect. This points to a somewhat cruel truth. When facing the same event, the facts each of us sees are fundamentally different. You could say we are all living inside stories concocted by our own brains. Since we know everyone's world looks different, what is the true root of misunderstanding? Let's dig a little deeper. This next perspective might make you go, wow. The crux of most arguments isn't usually how bad the other person is or how wrong you are. The real problem is that, from the very start, our minds are in a state of being covered. Our source material breaks this covered feeling down into two core concepts, you and me. These two words sound similar, right? But they describe two completely different internal predicaments. Look at this comparison. It's super clear. Stupidity, foolishness, is about being stuck. Imagine your brain is a jar with a lid locked tight. New things can't get in. Old ideas can't get out. It is completely jammed in there. Ignorance, darkness, is a bad environment. Your mind itself might be fine, very smart, even but you have been thrown into a pitch black room. No matter how capable you are, you can't see a thing. That intro described the feeling of you perfectly, that suffocating sensation of being thoroughly covered and unable to move. Isn't that the truest portrayal of when we spiral into a mental dead end? Your thoughts just spin in place, and you just can't figure it out. Then look at me, this is even scarier. Imagine staying in a room that has been dark for 0 years. Even if the floor were paved with gold, you would only think, what are these rocks? They're tripping me up. You completely lose the ability to judge value. This isn't because you are stupid, it's because you simply cannot see. Let's reflect, in our lives, how many precious opportunities and precious people have we missed because of this darkness in our hearts, treating them as stumbling blocks. So, when our minds are both you and me, what is our instinct? To quarrel, to argue, to persuade. But this leads us to the next key point, the war with no winners, aka the debate of color glasses. In every debate, everyone thinks, I am right, you should listen to me. But we forget the most important thing. The right that we see is filtered through a unique pair of color glasses. What are these glasses made of? Our upbringing, our knowledge, our emotions, and that very you and me we just talked about. This sign hits the nail on the head. He is wearing red glasses, and you are wearing blue glasses. He sees a red world, you see a blue one. You argue until the sky falls down, just debating whether red is more real or blue is more real. Is there any meaning to that? None at all, because from start to finish, you aren't looking at the same world. If arguing is a dead end, what do we do? Do we just throw up our hands and give up? Of course not. The method I'm about to introduce might sound counterintuitive, but it is incredibly effective. Replace argument with action. This example is fantastic. Let's look at it step by step. Step 1. The other person is wrong. They tell you to go east, but in their heart, they actually want you to go west. Step to the old way, you snap back. Did you speak wrong? And the debate begins. The new way, you say nothing and simply walk east. Step 3. The other person sees your action, immediately realizes they spoke wrong, and yells to call you back. Step 4. You turn around and go west. Problem solved. Look at that process. Zero arguing. Zero friction. Isn't that magical? This requires a massive shift in mindset. Your goal is no longer to prove I heard right. You spoke wrong or to win the round. Your goal is how can we get this thing done together? It does require you to temporarily put down the self, to put down your ego. But think about it, think of how much time and emotional energy this saves you, allowing you to do more important things. That technique is a great trick, right? But let's go one layer deeper. What internal state makes us fall into the vortex of conflict so easily? This brings us to the concept of the scattered mind. The ancient Chinese character for this concept offers the most beautiful explanation. The character itself is a picture. It looks like a fragile stem grown tiny. Like seeds, it seems that if just a gentle breeze blows, they will scatter everywhere. Isn't that a picture of our daily lives? The winds of life might just be a criticism from someone, an email, or even a random thought in your head. One light blow, and our hearts fly off like dandelions, thoughts flying everywhere, impossible to grasp, let alone keep steady. So, how do we stop our hearts from being like dandelions in a storm, completely out of control? To deal with this chaos, there is ultimately only one solution: purity, tranquility. Changing doesn't mean having an empty head with no thoughts. It means cultivating an internal stability and clarity. A pure heart is like a very deep lake. Even if the wind blows ripples on the surface, it cannot shake the deep tranquility of the entire lake. That is where wisdom truly grows. So, let's end by thinking about this question together. When the next storm of life blows in, will your heart be a harbor where you can safely drop anchor? Or will it be a dandelion, drifting helplessly with the wind?